It's a delight to welcome you onto this episode of your informative and educative program, NAFDAC and Your Health, the program that gives insight into the regulatory activities of NAFDAC, the agency charged with the responsibility of safeguarding the health of Nigerians. I am Okpejemi Urimolade.
On today's episode of NAFDAC and Your Health, we will be focusing on the policies, strategies, and decisive efforts by NAFDAC to rid the Nigerian society of substandard and falsified regulated products. We will also go on to talk about the sealing of the Eziukwu Market, otherwise known as Cemetery Market in Abia, after the second raid that showed the recalcitrant attitude of people of the market in producing substandard and falsified products. The episode will also feature the destruction of seized regulated products carried out in Abuja recently. The commitment of NAFDAC to rid the Nigerian society of substandard and falsified regulated products has seen the agency's workforce across the nation working frantically in line to actualize various focused strategies and policies, particularly since Professor Mojisola Adeyeye assumed office as the Director General of the agency. Products under the agency's purview have been strictly monitored from the point of registration through to facility inspection to manufacturing or importation, product packaging, which entails labeling, distribution, and then feedbacks from users or consumers of the products. The agency still does not stop at this. Post-marketing surveillance is also carried out to ensure that products are being sold to users and consumers in the right state and standard they have been approved by NAFDAC. Investigation is carried out in case of suspected irregularities, and enforcement follows to mandate adherence to sale of quality and standard products to consumers. Of course, this is always an odious but mandatory task for the agency.
As a regulatory agency, we're supposed to be on top of our market control. It's part of what they benchmarked us for in 2022 that took us to maturity level 3. So we're just doing our routine exercise, so to say, or we're doing a routine exercise. Market control means when a product has been registered, the market authorization holder, if it's local, will start distributing. If it is an importer, of course, it will get through our port inspection directorate, and then the distributors will take over, or they will distribute the product. From that point of entry into the country of manufacturing to destruction, that is market control, or to the life cycle, throughout the 5-year life cycle, we need to monitor. We need to make sure that what we approved was not changed on us, because sometimes we approve something and then during the 5-year approval time, sometimes an unscrupulous company, not all companies, may change the content. So it is part and parcel of making sure that we're on top of our market control. However, we also get funding support from international agencies that are helping us to remain strong as a maturity level 3 organization that is going to maturity level 4. And in this instance, part of the project is also making sure that we continue to spread the word around in terms of mitigation of substandard falsified medicines.
The agency also has distributors and retailers of regulated products to deal with in curbing substandard and falsified products, because products brought from the manufacturers to be sold in the open market are altered at this juncture. Some distributors and retailers even clone the products. Going after the peddlers of such substandard and falsified NAFDAC regulated products has not been an easy task for NAFDAC, as the agency faces quite enormous challenges trying to rise above the gimmicks of the unscrupulous elements. One of such numerous instances was the attack on the staff of the agency by the overhead bridge drug market traders in Onitsha some time ago. The staff, with his colleagues, had gone to the market on the trail of a banned codeine syrup, which was still being sold in the market in large quantities. The NAFDAC staff members were molested, but they later sought reinforcement from the Nigeria police and the drugs were confiscated. In spite of this and other challenges, NAFDAC remains focused, unrelenting and undaunted. Series of routine inspections as well as investigation and enforcement is carried out by NAFDAC nationwide, and these efforts unveil quite alarming rates of activities that churn out substandard and falsified regulated products into the markets, and NAFDAC takes appropriate steps to ensure these products are removed from circulation. However, as these efforts are mostly not known by the public, the few that are publicized in the press garner so much public outcry and accusations of incompetence and inefficiency on the part of NAFDAC, whereas it is forgotten that even the ones that have been seen by the public have been unveiled and publicized by NAFDAC. An example is the case of Eziukwu Market, also known as Cemetery Market in Abia State. The agency had raided the market in December 2023, uncovering illegal factories manufacturing various kinds of counterfeit products that threaten public health. Products like assorted alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks, soft drinks of various kinds, Hollandia yogurt, milk and beverages of various kinds and so on were not only being illegally produced, already produced ones were also being fraudulently repackaged, all under abysmally poor conditions. Some products produced by the market authorization holders but had expired were also seen being revalidated. The counterfeit products mimicked the originals such that it is nearly impossible to tell the counterfeit products apart from the originals. The market was sealed, and before it was reopened, that the leadership of the market signed an undertaking with NAFDAC to help the agency to identify the people involved in the nefarious activities of producing and selling of fake products to unsuspecting citizens. Barely a year later, the NAFDAC team, led by the Southeast Zonal Director, Mr. Martins Iluyomade, returned to the market to find out that the criminal activities going on in the market still persisted. This time, the sealing of the market was done in fuller force.
This is what we do normally, and we do it in combination with other security agencies. I must give them kudos because this particular operation, we have about 16 different operatives from a particular agency, I don't want to mention their name, who assisted us in combing these places and getting this thing out. I want to give them a lot of kudos. So we are saying that it's not going to be business as usual for anybody who is manufacturing fake and substandard products in the Southeast. That I can guarantee is not business as usual. Anywhere you are, we will get you.
The NAFDAC DJ said, Cemetery Markets are regarded as the most dreaded and hitherto safe haven for the largest cartel ring for the manufacture of fake wines and beverages in Africa has been shut down again by NAFDAC in a decisive move to curb the circulation of fake and substandard wine and beverages in Nigeria. Current action of NAFDAC is the most audacious since the history of the market, with specific zones barricaded with iron welding and access gates locked till date. The operation, carried out in conjunction with a large contingency of the military, DSS and Nigeria police in a rare display of interagency cooperation, was a follow-up to a similar raid that was carried out in December 2023. Some of the nefarious activities of the counterfeiters included the manufacturing of all kinds of adulterated products, especially different kinds of wine from a wide variety of brands, ranging from Seaman Schnapps, Hennessy, Four Cousins, Carlo Rossi, Journey, Chelsea London Dry Gin, Schnapp Dry Gin, McDowell's, Black Labels, Gordon's, Martell, Campari, Smirnoff Ice, Ever Non-Alcoholic Drink, Evra non-alcoholic drink, cartel, and others. As a consequence of the extensive operation, the agency raided over 240 shops turned factories where the harmful products are being produced and marketed. The shops turned factories are very filthy, using water from very unhygienic sources, harmful chemicals, saccharin, coloring, dirty recycled bottles, and cloned packaging materials of other brands. The adulteration of alcoholic beverages by criminal elements in the country is done by mixing of cheaper sources of sugar and starch besides grapes or fruits, among other harmful chemicals unsuitable for human consumption. Over 1,500 cartons of the fake and substandard products were destroyed during the operation. The street value of the confiscated and destroyed fake products in 2023 is estimated at over 750 million naira only. The value of products mopped up during the December 15, 2024 operation at 5 billion naira. These include soft and carbonated drinks such as Fanta, Coca-Cola, Schweppes, La Casera, Sprite, Hollandia yogurt, Super Commando energy drink, Feiruz, and Amstel Malta. Aside from drinks, notable fake home-use beverages such as Pig Sachet Milk, Cowbell Sachet Milk, Pig Chocolate Drink, Mixes Sachet Milk, Cadbury Chocolate Drink, and Ovaltine adulterated versions. Prior to the evacuation of the products by NAFDAC, they were being produced in the market and neatly packaged and sold to unsuspecting consumers. The NAFDAC DG appreciated the government of Abia State, led by His Excellency Governor Alex Otte, for his unwavering support for the project Operation Clean Up Aba, the mayor of Abia South, and the interim management committee of the market, and other stakeholders who have been working assiduously with NAFDAC on the project, leading to another discovery of 3 major warehouses stockpiling expired Hollandia yogurt for revalidation on the 22nd of January 2025. She also enjoined the general public to report any suspected fake and substandard regulated product to the nearest NAFDAC office.
You're still tuned to NAFDAC in your health. Please don't go away.
NAFDAC wishes to sensitize the general public on the detrimental effect of alcohol consumption by underage. Underage drinking can result in psychosocial and health problems like poor academic performance, increase in crime rate, alcohol dependency, mental health disorder, cardiovascular problems, kidney and liver diseases, and even death. NAFDAC advises parents and guardians to stop the exposure of young people below 18 to alcohol by asking them to sell or purchase it. For more enlightenment on NAFDAC activities, watch NAFDAC and Your Health program every Monday 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. on TVC and every Tuesday 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on NTA. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned.
Destruction exercises are usually the final stop for substandard and falsified products, and this is also carried out routinely. NAFDAC carried out several destruction exercises, particularly at the twilight of the year 2024. As the agency's activities go on non-stop, the agency has again carried out another destruction exercise in the first month of 2025. This destruction that took place in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, had representatives of security such as the Nigeria Police Force, Nigeria Customs Service, Department of State Security, and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps in attendance. Stakeholders like the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria and the Standards Organization of Nigeria were also represented. In her opening remark at the occasion, the NAFDAC Director General, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, who was represented by a Special Assistant, Dr. Festus Ukadike, spoke about the progress recorded by NAFDAC in the area of seizure of fake products and the value.
In 2024, NAFDAC achieved remarkable progress, making substantial seizures that underscore our commitment to safeguarding public health. We carried out several destruction exercises across the zones, including Lagos, where products worth over 120 billion naira of falsified and substandard and unwholesome food products were destroyed. Our relentless pursuit of justice against counterfeiting cartels has resulted in the seizure of over 6,000 bags of rebagged rice in the FCT alone. These deceitful cartels aim to exploit and harm the unsuspecting Nigerian populace for economic gain. Nigeria has zero tolerance for such activities and have initiated thorough investigation to ensure that all involved face appropriate sanctions.
Speaking further through her special assistant, the NAFDAC DG also spoke about the value of the products being destroyed.
Today, we will be destroying products seized during our operations in the FCT and surrounding areas, alongside items handed over by compliant companies and organizations. These include 1. Drugs, psychoactive and controlled substances, antibiotics, antihypertensives, anti-malaria, herbal snuff, and herbal remedies, including drugs seized from drug hawkers. 2. Food products. These include cookies, vegetable oil, non-alcoholic beverages, and items from supermarkets with labeling only in foreign languages, lacking English translations. Cosmetics, creams, lotions, pomades, and skin lightening products confiscated from spas and beauty centers. Chemicals, fake Izal, jig, and medical devices. Number 5, expired and unwholesome products voluntarily submitted for destruction by NGOs and the Association of Community Pharmacists of Nigeria, ACPN, among others. The estimated street value of products slated for destruction today is 1,367,000,000 naira. NAFDAC has significantly ramped up its post-marketing surveillance and enforcement activities to checkmate the threats posed by counterfeit medicines and foods to national security.
Mr. Kenneth Azikiwe, the director in charge of FCT, added that the step is part of the actualization of the NAFDAC DG's resolution to safeguard the health of Nigerians.
We are glad because this is a very key step as part of the agency's strategy of market control. And it's a demonstration of my Director General, Professor Mrs. Christiana Modushala Adeye's effort and commitment to ensuring that only safe, good quality, efficacious and wholesome regulated products are made available to Nigerians. And we also want to use this opportunity to call on Nigerians, particularly those living in the FCT and its environment, to be vigilant, because those who seek to profit from their ignorance are sophisticated and they are not resting. So they should be vigilant, ensure that whenever they are buying any regulated product, they should take a look at the aesthetic presentation of the product. They should look out for batch numbers. They should look out for manufacturing date. They should look out for best before or expiry date. And at the same time, after consuming the product, they should also find out, give feedback on did the product achieve the results of what it's intended to achieve. If it does not achieve, report to NAFDAC. NAFDAC has a very active and robust pharmacovigilance department that will investigate any ADR or any other complaint on drugs. We have our consumer complaint unit that investigate anything. So we are all rounded in this. My DG is making sure that Nigerians are not cheated in any way by those who are trying to profit from their ignorance. So that is why we are glad today that this quantity of food and drugs have been removed from circulation to make Nigerians safer.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the program. Make it a date with us, same time, same station, next week for another informative package. Meanwhile, we will be glad to have your comments, complaints, and reports on suspected cases of unwholesome food products, fake drugs, and other related issues. We are easily accessible.
You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email reforms@nafdac.gov.ng or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded.
Importing, producing, advertising, distributing, or selling of fake food products, drugs, and cosmetics are life-endangering and illegal. Be part of the fight against them so that our nation can be safe. Till I come your way again next week, stay safe.